on 9 heat, Nolene 8.83, and Lee Adams just in front of those on 9.12. This is heat number 4. Up with the tapes, the clutch is dropped, and the first one to show is Hancock, and Lee Adams coming around the outside of him. Lee Adams out in the dirt. Has he got the drive? He has indeed. It's Lee Adams who leads. Coming round Greg Hancock is Henrik Gustafsson. So Lee Adams from Swindon leads. Second place goes to Henrik Gustafsson from Kings Lynn. Greg Hancock, the early pacemaker, back, and look at Nolene coming round the outside of Greg Hancock. Great manoeuvre by Peter Nolene from Eastbourne. But it's Lee Adams, the current World Under-21 Speedway champion, who leads heat number 4. Second place still is Henrik Gustafsson, Peter Nolene in third position. And it was a great manoeuvre by Lee Adams round Greg Hancock on that first and second turn, which took him to the front. Still Henrik Gustafsson in second place and Peter Nolene third. And all these riders coming from the back over Greg Hancock in this particular race. But it's Lee Adams from Australia and Swindon who gets the win. Second place, Henrik Gustafsson. In third place is Peter Nolene. So there we are. The first 4 race winners are Marvin Cox in heat number 1, Joe Screen heat 2, Brian Conager in heat number 3, and Lee Adams in heat number 4. So quite a few new faces there in the early winners of this Division 1 British League Riders' Championship from Odsal Stadium. And join us for more action from the Vast Bowl here at Odsal Stadium after the break. Welcoming you back to the vast Odsal Stadium Bowl up here in Bradford, and I think it's a special congratulations to Alan and Bobby Ham for making this track raceable. It's been tremendous rain around England all day, but it stopped about 3 hours before the meeting, and they've certainly worked with their track staff to make this meeting go ahead this evening. So special thanks to all the Bradford track staff, and I'm sure although it'll be tricky for the first few races, when the old mud gets taken out to the top, we'll see a good full throttle action here at the vast Odsal Stadium. We'll move on to heat number 5, which sees 3 heat winners from the first 4 races. Lee Adams rides in red, Marvin Cox blue, Joe Screen white, all previous race winners, and John Jorgensen is making up the force, and he's in yellow black. So Lee Adams gate 1, Marvin Cox gate 2, Joe Screen gate 3, and John Jorgensen in gate number 4. 28th staging of this prestigious event, the last major one of the season on the calendar, and also the last one here on Screen Sport. So we'll be telling you more about that a little bit later on, but now it's all action as we wait for the tapes to rise on heat number 5. On goes the green light. Tapes are held a long time by the referee, but eventually they get underway, and it's Adams and Screen together. Lee Adams on the inside in red, Joe Screen in white on the outside, and listen, look at Screen go around Lee Adams. Tremendous manoeuvre by Screen, just 19 years of age. Lee Adams in second place, Cox back third. Great manoeuvre by Joe Screen. On that second turn, just picked up the necessary drive to go around the outside of Lee Adams. And Joe Screen with his whole leg trailing there, looking very, very sharp this evening. So Screen leads from Bellevue, Adams from Swindon in second place. Cox for Paul back in third, and Jorgensen pulled up with engine problems. But it's Joe Screen who, well, looking on course for his second win of the night here at Odsal. Certainly looking very, very fast and determined. So easy to forget somebody as you try and preview and try and build up the big event. But certainly Joe Screen is one of the riders to watch out for as he takes the win in heat 5. Second place goes to Lee Adams. Third place goes to Marvin Cox, and Joe Screen, as early as heat number 5, is stamping his authority on this 1992 Division 1 British League Riders' Championship, and certainly one he's got to watch out for, with a lot of the top names already dropping points here at Bradford this evening. Heat number 6, the riders coming out onto the circuit. Tony Rickardson rides in yellow and black. Hans Nielsen there in white. Hans dropping 1 point in heat number 1 to Marvin Cox. Won it 3 times is Hans Nielsen, back in 86, 87 and 1990. The full lineup sees Henrik Gustafsson ride in red, Martin Dugard is in blue, Hans Nielsen in white, and Tony Rickardson in yellow and black. Tony Rickardson, of course, second in the world in 1991 at the Ullevi Stadium in Gothenburg behind Janno Pedersen. Let's have a look then as the tapes rise on heat number 6. Away they go, and the first one to show it, Nielsen goes across the pack, tries across Gustafsson and Martin Dugard. So Nielsen leads, Second place is Henke Gustafsson. Martin Dugard back in third position, but Hans Nielsen was really cruel from the start. Electric, the bike lifted slightly, brought it down, went across gates 2 and 1 and hit that first turn. Great ride by the Danish superstar. In a command and lead from Henrik Gustafsson second and Martin Dugard third. And well, by his standards, he's had a great season team-wise, still boasting the top average here at the Division 1 British League Riders Championship on 10.25, but with no gold medals. It's one of those seasons where he hasn't been mentioned too much in the later stages, but still one of the fastest, meanest and toughest competitors on two wheels in the world of Speedway. So he goes around this 338 metre circuit here at Oslo Stadium, looking set for 3 points in heat number 6, coming up to take the win. Nielsen gets there. Second place goes to Henrik Gustafsson. Third position to Martin Dugard. So Hans Nielsen dropped just 1 point. A good and convincing winner for heat number 6, especially after turn number 2. Hans Nielsen from Denmark and from Oxford gets 3 points. 2 to Henrik Gustafsson and 1 to Martin Dugard. Let's take another look from the back camera at Nielsen as he flies out of the start in heat number 6. Goes across gates 2, Dugard there, and gate number 1, Gustafsson there. Really, at that stage, it looked as though they were stood still. Hans Nielsen getting the win in heat number 6. Heat number 7, Brian Carger, winner of his previous race, rides in red. Greg Hancock in blue, Pierre Jonsson white, and Robert Nage in yellow and black. So a 338 metre circuit here at the Oslo Stadium, and the track record at this moment stands at 59.3, currently held by Pierre Jonsson, who rides in white in this particular heat. So the starting marshal calling him all in. He's quite content. On goes the green light. There goes the tapes and the engines roar, and Carger yet again, and Hancock go into that first turn. Carger red, Hancock blue. Who's going to get out there? It's just Hancock who leads. Hancock in blue, but Carger comes back under him. Hancock going out into the dirt and the slime. Jonsson trying to come into contention now around Brian Carger. This is going to be one scrap here. Hancock blue, Carger red, Jonsson white in that order. Heat number 7 of the Division 1 British League Riders Championship, and still Hancock leads from Carger, from Jonsson, from Nage in that order. And Greg Hancock failing to score in his first outing, coming back with a bang in heat number 7. Still Carger in second place, looking very, very fast this evening, and Jonsson dropping more points in heat number 7, which is surely that his chances no good whatsoever. But Greg Hancock from Cradley Heath and the US of A coming round to get his first win. He comes up to take the win. Second place is Brian Carger for Arena Essex, and third place Pierre Jonsson from Reading. So Greg Hancock, a great scrap with Brian Carger for one lap before he went on to take the win. One of the nicest smiles in the world of Speedway for Greg Hancock, and a good win for him in heat number 7. We move on to heat number 8, which sees Simon Wigg ride in red. Fowler first time out in heat number 1. In blue is Gary Havelock, his Bradford team partner. In white is Sam Ermolenko, and in yellow and black is Peter Nalin. So Wigg and Havelock both riding and representing Bradford. Ermolenko representing Wolves, and Nalin representing Eastbourne. Of course, Wolverhampton, you saw on your screens recently, beating Reading in the 2 legs of the Gold Cup final. Coming into the line. Starting marshal looks across, calling in Peter Nalin just a little bit closer. Looks across, he's quite happy with the 4, stood still. The referee holding the tapes for a long, long time, and eventually gets underway, and Wigg gets a great start from track 1. So Wigg leads. Second place is Gary Havelock. Ermolenko and Nalin having their own dice down the back straight, but it's Wigg who leads heat number 8. Second place to Gary Havelock. Third place in yellow and black is Peter Nalin, and Sam Ermolenko, who we heard from at the start, just needs to be a bit motivated, and it looks as though any chance of Sudden Sam retaining this trophy have now gone as early as heat number 8. But all eyes on the front 2, which is Simon Wigg. Fowler in heat number 1 coming back into the fray in heat number 8, and looking very, very good indeed, and currently on a 9.04 average, which is very, very good indeed. Wigg still leads on the final circuit of this Oslo Stadium here at Bradford, where the hotshot crew of Screen Sport are bringing you the climax through the international scene and the series here on Screen Sport. And it's Sunwig who comes up to take the win